friends, welcome to Canada Guide. This is Vani, and today we will be discussing visitor visa to work permit. This is a topic that carries immense importance for those who wish to extend their stay in Canada and contribute to its vibrant economy. The general process of converting a visitor visa to a work permit involves a few crucial steps that we will delve into throughout this video. We will be guiding you through the basics, helping you understand your eligibility, what documents you'll need to gather, and finally, how to apply for a work permit. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge and confidence to navigate through this process smoothly and successfully. So, whether you're already in Canada or planning a visit with the aspiration to work, this guide is designed with you in mind. Stay tuned to learn about the detailed process of converting your visitor visa to a work permit in Canada. Before diving into the process, it's crucial to understand some basics. What's the difference between a visitor visa and a work permit? Well, a visitor visa, as the name suggests, allows you to visit Canada for a short period, usually up to 6 months. You can travel, explore, and spend quality time in the Great White North, but you cannot work or study for a Canadian institution. On the other hand, a work permit is a legal document that allows you to work in Canada. It's usually employer-specific, which means you are authorized to work for the employer mentioned on your permit and in the specific job mentioned. Now, why would a visitor want to change their status to a worker? There can be several reasons. Perhaps you fell in love with the country during your visit and you want to stay longer. Or maybe you found a job opportunity that's too good to pass up. Changing your status from a visitor to a worker can open up a world of opportunities. So, what are the benefits of doing so? Well, with a work permit, you can gain valuable Canadian work experience, which can be a stepping stone to becoming a permanent resident. It allows you to contribute to the economy and society, and you also get to enjoy the same workplace rights and protections as Canadian citizens. However, it's essential to remember that changing your status from a visitor to a worker isn't a decision to be taken lightly. It's a significant commitment that comes with responsibilities. You are expected to abide by Canadian laws and the conditions of your work permit. It's also worth noting that not all visitors are eligible to apply for a work permit. Some restrictions apply, and we'll discuss these in the next segment. With the basics cleared up, we can now delve into the step-by-step process. The first step in the process is to check your eligibility. Now let's dive right into the eligibility criteria for converting a visitor visa into a work permit. Firstly, you need to have a job offer in Canada. But remember, not all jobs qualify. The job offer must be for a position that cannot easily be filled by a local resident. Additionally, the employer offering the job must be willing to support your work permit application. This is crucial. You'll also need to be able to demonstrate that you intend to leave Canada when your work permit expires. There might be other requirements based on your specific circumstances, such as your country of origin. So, it's always a good idea to check the official Canadian government website for the most accurate and up-to-date information. Once you've confirmed your eligibility, you can move on to the next step. So, are you ready to take that step? The second step is to gather all the required documents. Now, this may seem like a daunting task, but don't worry, we'll walk you through it. First up, you'll need proof of a job offer. This is typically a formal letter from your prospective employer in Canada, detailing the terms of your employment, things like the job role, salary, and duration of employment. It should be on official letterhead and signed by an authorized person. Next, you'll need your passport. This is pretty straightforward. Just make sure it's valid and won't expire during your stay in Canada. And don't forget to have a clear copy of the biodata page. That's the page with your photo and personal details. Now let's talk about financial documents. You have to demonstrate that you can support yourself financially during your stay in Canada. This could be through bank statements, proof of employment, or a letter of support from someone in Canada. Then there's educational documents. If the job you've been offered requires certain qualifications, you'll need proof of these. This could be your degree certificate, transcripts, or relevant professional certifications. You'll also need medical examination results. Canada needs to ensure you're in good health, so you'll have to undergo a medical examination from a panel physician authorized by Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. And lastly, there's the police clearance certificate. This is to show that you don't have a serious criminal record. The process to get this varies from country to country, so it's best to check with your local police department. Remember, all these documents need to be in English or French. If they aren't, you'll need to get them translated by an approved translator. Now, it's important to note that these are the typical documents required. Depending on your specific situation, you may need additional documents. So, make sure to check the official Canada immigration website for the most accurate information. With all your documents in place, you're ready for the next step. The third step is to apply for a work permit. Having completed the eligibility check and gathered all your required documents, you now have to dive into the application process. This is where you officially inform the authorities of your intention to work in Canada. The first thing to note is where to apply. The application process typically takes place online through the Government of Canada's official immigration website. It's designed to be user-friendly, and it guides you through the process step by step. However, if you're unable to apply online due to disability or because of an issue with the internet, you can apply on paper. Now let's talk about the fees involved. The cost for applying for a work permit generally includes the processing fee and the open work permit holder fee. The processing fee is for the review of your application, while the open work permit holder fee applies if you're applying for an open work permit. Remember that these fees are non-refundable. Even if your application is denied, the application process involves filling out forms and submitting the documents that we discussed in the previous scene. It's essential to answer all the questions honestly and accurately. Any discrepancy or false information could lead to the rejection of your application. Once your application is submitted, you enter the waiting period. Keep in mind that processing times can vary greatly depending on several factors, such as the volume of applications received, the completeness of your application, and the time it takes to verify your information. During this period, you may be asked to provide additional documents or to attend an interview. It's crucial to respond promptly to any requests and to provide all the necessary information. Remember, patience is key here. It might take some time, but rest assured, every application is reviewed thoroughly and fairly. After applying, all that's left is to wait for the decision. We'll cover what to expect after you've applied in our next scene, so stick around and let's navigate this journey together. Once you've applied, the waiting game begins. This period can feel like an eternity, but it's crucial to remember that every application is unique and the processing times can vary. On average, it might take around 2 to 3 months to hear back about your work permit application. It's a good idea to use this time to plan your next steps and prepare for either outcome. If your application is accepted, congratulations! You're on your way to starting your work journey in Canada. It's important to remember that a work permit is not a permanent residence visa, but it's a significant step towards achieving that goal. Start preparing for your transition into the Canadian workforce. Brush up on your English or French language skills, research your field of work, and familiarize yourself with Canadian workplace culture. In the event your application is rejected, don't lose hope. There could be a multitude of reasons for this. Perhaps there was a mistake in your application or a lack of supporting documents. The key is to understand the reason for the rejection, learn from it, and make the necessary improvements for your next application. Consider seeking advice from a legal immigration expert to ensure that your application is as strong as possible. Here are some tips for success. First, be honest and thorough in your application. Misrepresentation can lead to application refusal or even a ban from applying in the future. Second, keep yourself updated with the latest immigration news and policies. The rules can change, and it's crucial to stay informed. Thirdly, patience is key. The process may be lengthy, but the potential reward of working in Canada can be well worth the wait. That concludes our guide on converting a visitor visa to a work permit in Canada. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and we wish you the best of luck on your journey.